Okay, let's see if it stays on. Ah! Today's video is about becoming neutral, and I'm going to use a different light and see if this works. And it obviously needs to be charged too. Oh, there we go. All right. So today's video is about being neutral. So in our world, well, let me just start over. Welcome to Being in Sync 365. Life happens, things happen. Today's video, I wanted to talk about becoming neutral. And as you know, we live in a world that is very much filled with polarity. People have opinions about everything, and I think opinions are good to have as long as we're not attached to them. But that's another video. Um, Becoming neutral is really important because it allows you to create a greater balance within yourself. Now, neutrality is not a thought, it's a frequency that influences thought. So, I'm sure you all have heard that whole saying where you don't want to make decisions when you're really emotional. Like even today, I had something in business that occurred and I was not pleased, and I didn't want to talk to the people while I was um, uh, not pleased with them. I wanted to be very calm and collected. Now, am I still upset? No, but it's okay to take time. When things aren't urgent, it is okay to take time to address things. And it wasn't urgent, it will get tended to when it needs to get tended to. But oftentimes we put on ourselves this pressure to hurry up and tend to things, and that pressure does not help us solve the problem. So, neutrality is an experience that you have within your body. And it affects your mind. So, how do you know when you've reached neutrality? Well, you'll have the feeling in your body. And finding the neutral spot, even for people that have high anxiety, because I have people that come to me all the time with very high anxiety, I can't do my work if their nervous system is not addressed. So if somebody is in fight or flight, whether they are aware of it or not, moving forward isn't the best option. First, you need to turn off fight or flight, and then you can become neutral, right? So you can't be neutral when you have fight or flight on. So that's a good indication. So, do you have an awareness of when fight or flight is on? Most people are so uh, accustomed to being vigilant with their fight or flight, meaning they are so accustomed to being in fight or flight that they don't even know when it's on or off, that it's just always on. And that's a problem too, because then your central nervous system is not calm, and that is going to completely derail all your chemicals in your body. So, sorry, I'm still messing with this phone stand. So that is something to pay attention to. So when you are neutral, you're going to feel into your body. You're not going to feel into your heart. You're going to feel into your body. And typically, the neutral spot, and I call it the still point, is going to be somewhere below your rib cage. And once you find that still point, you need to breathe into it. That is your link into a higher level and access point to consciousness, because consciousness doesn't come in the ways that people think it is or that they've been conditioned, because people think because they think it's so, it is. And that is absolutely not the truth at all. So that is how you find your still point. You want to make sure that you're connected to your still point. If you have not conditioned yourself to turn off fight or flight, doesn't matter if you found your still point or not. Like your still point is important, but if your fight or flight is still causing you to have an active nervous system, then you're in trouble, right? Because your body is looking for in hypervigilance what is going on here. So, the reason why you want to be neutral is because one, you're more balanced. So, who doesn't want to be more balanced? And being balanced means you can be more in sync, more in the flow, have more joy in your life, have more love in your life, have more access to all the good, amazing stuff. When we have choices in our head that are good, bad, right, or wrong, and we're in judgment, that can often cause a couple things. It can cause a polarity in your viewpoints where you might be, and this is cognitive dissonance, where you might be holding two polar opposite ideas about the same thing, and that causes a conundrum within your body. So that's one thing. The other thing is that polarity and is not really about having a choice. It's about a right or a wrong, a better or a worse, and this or that. Instead of it is what it is. Instead of it just being like a fact, it's a fact with an opinion and a judgment attached to it. So you don't want to have that. That keeps you out of that neutral space. So, to the best of your ability, you don't want to get attached to your likes and dislikes, the rights or the wrongs. Even though you have an opinion about it, you can have opinion about it, but don't be attached to the opinion. Now that's very hard to do when we have been conditioned to ego centric ways of being, which is judgmental, right? So one of the things that you want to do is get in the practice of just being neutral with whatever it is that is. So your boyfriend, husband, partner, boss does something that you don't like, accept it. Go into pure acceptance of whatever that is. And the more you can go into acceptance and or surrender, the closer you will be able to access that neutral space on a repeated basis. Ultimately, you want to spend all of your days in neutrality. That's not possible for a lot of people who don't have a practice of it. When you develop a practice of checking in with yourself to make sure that you're neutral, well, then it'll become a natural practice. Now, one of the things that I think is really interesting and important is that people often think they are neutral. That does not make you neutral. The only way that you will ever know if you're neutral is one, if you're working with somebody you trust, like me, who can access your field and be able to tell you if you're neutral about something, and if you're not, why not. And then the other thing is you get really attuned to your body, and you can tell if you have a pull either one way or another way. If you are having that tension within your body, that tells you you're not neutral. So I hope you found this helpful. And tomorrow I will have my lights charged. All right. Cheers to being in sync. I am Kiana and I lead people to more peace. Bye.